Today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how to make this keto Philly cheesesteak casserole. Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. Let's get started on this Philly cheesesteak casserole. I'm going to start with chopping my vegetables. I've got a red and a green bell pepper, and I've got a white onion. So I'm going to cut them into thin strips like you would make like you would cut for like fajitas or something. So I'm going to start cutting the stuff off the seeds. You don't want the seeds, of course. And then we're going to cut these into thin strips like so. And if you cut it with the skin side up, it's a lot easier to cut. Like if I were to try and cut this with the skin side down, like I have a really sharp knife, but if your knife is not really sharp, then it's a lot easier to cut if you cut from the skin side up. And another hot tip, so if I didn't normally, like this cutting board would be like scooting around all crazy on my countertop, but we've put a towel, or you could even put an oven mitt underneath the cutting board so it's not sliding all over the place. Makes your cutting surface a lot more stable so you don't cut yourself. Got our peppers cut. I'm gonna put them in this bowl, and then we're gonna work on the onion. I'm gonna cut both ends off of the onion because we're gonna cut this in really thin slices. So I cut both ends off. I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna try not to cry, because onions really make me cry. I'm going to peel the skin off. And now we're going to cut these really thinly. Okay, we got all of our vegetables chopped, and now we're going to work on slicing the steak. So just like with the onions, we're going to try and cut the steak as thin as possible. You want to make sure you cut it against the grain. So our grain of the steak is running this way, so we're going to cut our steak this way. And to make this even easier, you can put this in the freezer for an hour or so to make it even easier to cut. And any hard pieces of fat you're going to want to cut off. So like this outside edge here, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And this, you just want to trim it up. Trim up some of the fat around the edge. Okay, we've got our steak all cut, so it's going in this bowl. Now we've got our skillet over a burner over medium-high heat, and we're going to cook our steak. So I've got some avocado oil. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons to this hot skillet. It's already nice and hot, so I'm going to quickly cook the steak. We're just going to sear it. It's going to cook really quickly. We don't want to crowd the pan, so I pushed what was cooked to the side, and now we're going to cook the rest of the steak. Okay, I'm going to remove the rest of this steak from the skillet. We're going to set it aside. It's not completely cooked, but when we add it back to the pan with the vegetables, it will finish cooking. So now we're going to add in the vegetables that we sliced up. And we've also got 8 ounces of mushrooms sliced. I'm going to season this with salt and pepper. Reducing the heat to medium. We're just going to let these cook. Okay, our vegetables are just about finished cooking, so I'm going to add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. I'm going to stir that in. Okay, now it's time to add the steak back to the pan. We're going to stir all of this up. Looks so good. I'm going to turn off the heat. And I've got some cheese here for the top. I'm going the route of traditional, oh, I guess this is traditional, American cheese. But you can use whatever slices of cheese that you like. Okay, so this is going to go under the broiler until the cheese is melted and bubbly. Okay, our Philly cheesesteak casserole is out of the oven and it looks amazing. Let me steal a bite. Make sure I get some peppers and some steak, and let me make sure I don't burn my mouth. It's so good. Steak is tender. The peppers are not overcooked, and that's something that I hate, to have overcooked mushy peppers. They're perfect. You're going to love this recipe. You also want to check out this pizza casserole. It is just as easy as this and super delicious, so be sure you check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.